My first interest was in science, and I spent the first half of my career being a laboratory bench scientist. When you're a bench scientist, you're focused very much on the very in-depth research on, for instance, a specific molecule. In fact, our lab was interested in protein transport within cells. I think going to medical school gives you an idea of how these processes fit into a larger organism, and also the social interactions on how patients deal with disease and how medications and disease processes affects patients' lives. And the story goes back to when I was doing undergraduate research. I met an MD PhD student who convinced me that I should go to medical school. I was a postdoctoral fellow at Johns Hopkins, and I was splitting my time between the laboratory and clinical medicine. And this was occurring at a time that the basic science was virtually exploding in the area of basic immunology. At least when I entered rheumatology, we actually had very few therapeutic agents for the treatment of autoimmune disease. And so the prospect of transferring that scientific research to diseases, to medications, I knew was going to become a reality very soon, and that's the most very exciting part for any scientist, to see their research or their discovery being translated into something that's very meaningful for patients. I mean, every day I think we're all inspired by the way in which people are able to deal with chronic illness, and to watch folks deal with chronic illness and to deal with the obstacles that come up and do it with good cheer and good humor, and is really very inspiring. I think one of the most rewarding things, and this comes from the years I've spent in academic, physician education is something that I find very rewarding. I think this has been just an absolutely remarkable past 20 years for rheumatology, in that we've seen the translation of basic science to better management of our diseases, and I think that's all been driven by scientific research. So to be able to educate other physicians on this has been very rewarding as well.